So who exactly is Rigathi Gachagua? He is a man who was raised in humble beginnings in Madera constituency of Kihari County. He was born to parents who were Mau Mau veterans. Rigathi Gachagua went through elementary school and subsequently made it to Kianyaga High School, an extremely revered school, and from where he managed to pass well and join the University of Nairobi, where he studied a BA in political science and literature. Rigathi Gachagua was fortunate enough to end up within the Moi era provincial administration as a district officer. It's interesting that during his career, spanning probably around a decade, he never rose beyond a DO. Probably he wasn't performing well enough to impress the government, or maybe there was intelligence about various malfeasances that prevented his rise within the provincial administration. Frustrated, Rigathi Gachagua left the provincial administration and was, I don't know if he was seconded to Uhuru Kenyatta to be his personal assistant between the year 2001 and 2006. So this period is spanning between when Uhuru was having a meteoric rise and being fast-tracked to becoming Moi's successor, and eventually becoming an official opposition leader, and subsequently by the year 2006 Uhuru was in Kibaki's government, and having served Uhuru Kenyatta, he subsequently left Uhuru Kenyatta's team and went into private business, where he concentrated on running his group of companies. Rigathi Gachagua is not without controversies. While he claims to be a hustler, he is known to be filthy rich. And then also, while the Ruto campaign is styled around fighting the dynasty that is, they claim, is Uhuru and Kenyatta and the Moi dynasties, Rigathi Gachagua can himself pass for a dynasty, considering that his own brother served as MP and died as governor while in office. Rigathi Gachagua also is a bureaucrat, who would pass for an oligarch, who served the Moi government with faithfulness. And where he served, be it Laikipia, be it Kakamega, be it Kiambu, or the Rift Valley, he is said to have been very ruthless towards the common man. And he used to round up chang'aa dealers and arrest every of the chang'aa drinkers there and have them go be arrested. And God knows how they got released from their captivities, all under the watch of Rigathi Gachagua. The Mama Mboga also suffered heavily under the watch of Rigathi Gachagua, and also the bartenders. There's talk of him having said that the bartenders can pay him with goats or beer or a few thousands of shillings. It's well documented within the newspapers. He is currently fending off a 12 billion money laundering case, which is utter disregard of taxpayer money. If he's found guilty of this, then the Wanjiko is gonna be afraid at how much he has total disregard for taxpayer money. Another question on analysts' mind is, what if Rigathi Gachagua gets convicted? We are talking about a deputy president who may end up behind bars. His case, has been put on hold just because we have an election, and so he risks conviction. Conviction. He's right now out on bail. So we have a deputy presidential candidate who is out on bail, and whose disposition in terms of legal disposition is not known, is expected to be determined within the next few months. Now, the problem with this kind of scenario is that he may end up being blackmailed, within the government, or he may blackmail people to get himself out of these cases. And so it will determine who he supports to become things like a DCI, and if there's a judiciary appointment, all these things will come into play. You really cannot trust that Rigathi Gachagua will pick a clean person. You really cannot trust. And also the other question that arises is whether it means that he's supposed to recuse himself from numerous issues, that would be instrumental in running of the government, for things like, so he should recuse himself from anything involving the interior, security matters, because he is under investigation himself. Okay. Well, politics is about numbers, and one of the reasons or tasks that Rigathi Gachagua is tasked with is to deliver the Central Kenya vote and the Mount Kenya vote. And while the Meru community expected their own son, Tharaka Nithi Senator Kithure Kindiki, to be picked, they are disappointed, and for a good reason, because they believe that their son, of course, is more educated, more qualified, and very loyal to the DP, and they expected their son to be picked. And Ruto himself had alluded to wanting him to go to the central government. He was destined to be the governor of Tharaka Nithi, but Ruto prevailed upon him to withdraw from running as a governor, and instead work with him in the national government, which was interpreted to mean that he was featuring very highly. Kithure Kindiki also commanded a respect of his peers, and so we expect that the Meru community is likely to rebel against this choice.